Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got some Valentine's DIYs to share with you that are very neutral and you can actually leave them up year round. So if you want to know how to make them, stick around to show you how. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Right, next one. Okay, for this one I'm going to use a grapevine wreath that's in the shape of a heart and a stick that's about 9 inches in length. Okay, next I'm just taking a galvanized can that I have and I'm going to paint it with some white chalk paint. Now I'm going to take a chip brush to do this. I'm not going to paint it a solid color. I'm going to go over it a bunch of times with the chip brush just to give it some lines, but not totally paint it in. And I'm going to kind of go fast on this so you can see how much I put, but I'm going to put quite a bit so that you can still see the galvanized underneath it, but not a lot. And then I am going to do some just on the inside, probably about 1 inch down inside of it. And this is how much white I ended up with. Next, I'm taking a sponge and I'm just going to cut a little pie-shaped piece out of it and get it wet. And then we're going to dip it into some moss colored paint. Get most of the paint off onto your paper towel. And then I'm just going to start applying this. I'm just trying to make it look like it has some algae on it or some moss on it. And I'm just going to randomly go around it. I'm not going to put it everywhere. Just kind of just randomly place it. This just gives it a little bit more aged look, like it's been outside for a while, and it really does make it look good. Next, I'm coming in with some burnt umber paint, and I'm going to sponge it as well. Now, I'm just going to kind of turn my sponge to a different side. I don't want to mix the two colors, and I'm just going to kind of randomly put this just to kind of give it a little bit of depth on it. Mainly around the bottom and the top edge, a little bit through the center, but mainly around the bottom and the top edge. This just helps soften up the moss look and gives it a little bit more of a rustic look. Be sure and get the inside ledge as well with both the colors, both the moss and the brown. Next, I'm going to take a piece of styrofoam. I'm just going to kind of cut it up a little bit so it'll fit down in my container. I'm just cutting this into 2 pieces so that it'll go inside of here. You're not going to see it, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And then once I get it exactly where I want it, I'm just going to go ahead and glue it in. And then I'm adding 1 smaller piece right on top. Like I said, you're not going to see this, so just get your styrofoam put in there. Next, I'm going to take my grapevine wreath. I'm just going to kind of open up the bottom and insert my stick. Now, I am going to glue this in, but I am going to come back in and put some wire around it to hold it together. Just kind of get it inserted in there, put a little bit of glue in there just to hold it in place, and then we'll come back in and we'll put some wire to actually straighten it out. Then I'm going to wrap some brown floral wire around it and then attach it through the grapevine wreath and then back around the stem of the stick. This way it'll hold it in place and it'll keep it straight. And then just tie that off once you get to the end just to hold all this together. And next I got this Spanish moss from Michael's. It's a preserved Spanish moss. I was going to use 2 different colors, but I changed my mind. I am going to use the lighter of the 2. And I'm just going to pull this into clumps and I'm going to glue it to my grapevine wreath. Now this really is a good preserved Spanish moss. It does stay together pretty easily and it's not messy like the brown Spanish moss. And let your pieces hang over the side like I'm doing here. Don't make it so uniform and perfect because you do want it to look more natural. All these DIYs I'm doing today are very neutral colored and you can use these in your home decor year round. But just keep going till you have it completely covered. And this Spanish moss does go a long way. I mean, I'm halfway through a bag that I already had, but it is a really good Spanish moss and it does add a lot of nice decor to it with a nice green color. But just really continue to go until you get it filled up and then I'll show you kind of how to shape it out here in just a little bit. Okay, then to shape it, just kind of take your hand, put it around there, add a little bit of glue, pat it down. But you do want some of the frayed areas still hanging over because it really does give it a lot of character. And if you need to fill in, just fill in right on top of the other just to make it a little bit thicker and kind of make sure both sides match. Next, add it to my planter. I'm just going to stick it right down in the center of that styrofoam. And then I'm going to fill in with some of that same Spanish moss. And then I'm going to come back with some another Spanish moss to kind of complete it. Okay, next to fill the top in completely, I bought this Spanish moss from Michael's. It's a sheet Spanish moss. I'm just going to cut a groove in there to go around the circle. And you can pull it apart just to kind of stretch it out a little bit so you don't see any of the seams. And I'm going to top it off a little bit with some of the reindeer moss. To dress up my little stick a little bit, I'm just going to use some of that same brown floral wire, and I'm just going to wrap it around my stem several times, kind of almost like it's a grapevine, but it's not quite as thick as a grapevine, but I'm going to put it on there pretty heavily. So I'm going to go down my stick, back up my stick, back down my stick several times. I'm going to kind of go fast on this. You can see what I'm doing, but I'm just kind of going at a diagonal down my stick. And then when I go back up my stick, I'm going to go diagonal the opposite way to kind of make little crosses across it. And I went up and down this probably about 5 times to finish it off, but it really did add a little bit of decor to it instead of it just being a stick. And if you have some grapevine, you could use that too. I just didn't have any, so I did use this wire. And then I'm just going to tie it off at the top, and that was pretty much it. This was a pretty simple project, and I think it turned out so cute. Let me know what you think in the comments, which one's your favorite today. This is just something simple, and I think it's turned out so pretty. Next one, I'm using some wooden plaques I got at Michael's. These are 5 inches by 5 inches, and I think they ran 99 cents a piece. And next, I'm going to stain them, and I'm using a dark walnut color and just a soft rag. This is an easy way to stain so that you can make sure that you do get your stain pretty evenly, where you don't have to really use a pre-stain before it. Just kind of really take your rag and rub it on there good, and you should get this out pretty smooth. Then after that dried, I came back in and put one more stain coat on there so it would be a little bit darker. Next, I got these hearts from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to stain those with the same color stain. Now, they'll have these at Dollar Tree too soon. They just don't have them right now. But just kind of saturate it really good and go back over and wipe off all the excess. And I'm only going to do just the front side of these. Next, I got these little Jenga blocks, and I'm going to use my chop saw, and I'm going to cut these at about 1/2 inch. And I'm going to cut 3 of them. And I'll give you the link for this little chop saw. This is great for Jenga blocks. It cuts them really good. And these are just only about 1/2 inch is what I'm cutting off of these. And then I'm going to stain these with that same walnut color. And I'm doing all the sides of these. Next, I'm going to take some white chalk paint and a chip brush, and I'm going to heavily distress this piece of wood. Now, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but if you don't do this, you probably want to paint your heart a different color. But I'm putting this on pretty heavy. Get most of the paint off onto a paper towel, and then it'll start looking a little bit more softer if you do it that way. The more you rub it on there, the softer it'll get, and the more paint that you take off of your brush, the softer it looks. Now, I am going to brush it on at a diagonal too, just to kind of separate it up a little bit and make it not look so straight lined. This will really kind of soften it up and take away all those lines. And you can dab it too, it helps too. Just go different directions, but you can see that those lines are kind of disappearing. It's dried. I'm coming in with a 60 grit piece of sandpaper, and I'm going to do the edges. And then I am going to brush it right down the middle of my blocks as well. Just kind of take a little bit of the paint off, not too much, just kind of really kind of get a little bit of paint off, just to kind of make it look more aged. To cover up the hole on those hearts, I'm going to fill it in with some hot glue. And then I'm going to attach a little crystal, like a little rhinestone, at the very top just to cover all that up. And I'll give you the link for this little tool. This is a great tool because it does just grab those. You don't have to touch them, and it just sets it right on top. Next, to assemble these, I'm just going to take my little wooden block, and I'm going to glue it right to the very center. And I'm going to do all of these exactly the same way because I do want them all 3 to match. Just kind of line them up just to make sure that you do have them in the same spot. And then we're just going to glue our heart down to the top of those as well. And that way we'll have a nice raised edge for our heart instead of it being flat glued to our block. And next, I got these little skeleton keys and some jute string, and I'm just going to wrap this around and tie it into a bow. And I'm not sure where I got those skeleton keys, but I think I got them on Amazon. I'll see if I can't find the link, and if so, I'll post it in the description below. And I'm going to do all 3 of mine exactly the same way. And then just put a little bit of dotted glue under there to hold it all together. I think those turned out so cute. Let me know what you think in the description below. And again, you can leave these up year round. Gonna get it right now. For this next one, I got this wooden palette heart from Michaels, and I'm going to paint it with some chalk paint in just a white color. And I'm going to put it on pretty heavily, and I did end up putting 2 coats on here. And I am going to do the front, the back, and the sides all on this, and get down in the grooves if you are using one that has a palette. And I did switch to a bigger paintbrush. This one actually holds a lot more paint, and it does get it pretty smooth. I'll give you the link for this one. I got this one on Amazon. I'm going to use 2 shades of green. I got a Hauser medium green and a mossy meadow. Okay, next I'm taking a sea sponge, and I did get it wet and dried it out a little bit. And I am going to dab my paint onto a paper towel to get most of it off. And then I'm going to start twisting my wrist as I go around my heart. Now I am going to go around this one time kind of lightly, and then you want to let it dry really good before you do your second coat. Otherwise, it'll start blending in as kind of just like a mess where you want to see the little dots a little bit from the paint. And I am going to go kind of fast on this, but you can kind of see what I'm doing. But I'm going all the way around with this color, and then I'm going back in with the other color. But honestly, if you could leave that other color out, I'm using the Hauser green. That's the one I'm going to use the most of. And honestly, you could just use that one color. It looked good without the other color on it. After that dried, I'm coming back in with my second coat. Now I'm going to go heavy on this one. So you want to take your sponge, kind of roll it up a little bit, get most of your paint off, but you are going to go pretty heavy. And try to come inside the heart a little bit too, so you don't have just a straight line around the edges. And I'm going to kind of go fast on this so you can see what I'm doing. But you definitely want to come in a little bit farther on the inside, like I'm doing here, to kind of really fill it in. This is a good neutral one too for year-round. You don't have to put this up after Valentine's. It's really a pretty Valentine piece, but it's also just a neutral home decor piece. And on this one, I'm not adding the second color, so I would definitely recommend not using that other color at all. Okay, next I'm taking some of the Waverly Antique Wax. And I'm going to distress this a little bit to give this a little bit of age look. Now, you don't have to do this part if you don't want to, but if you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I like the distressed look. And I'm just taking a little popsicle stick to put in there to get that on, getting most of it off of my brush. And then I'm just going to kind of go sideways across it just to kind of give it a little bit of color and a little bit of age look. This antique wax is really a good color too. I mean, if you have anything that's antique that you want to antique, it really, really does a good job. And to get into little grooves, I'm just taking a little barbecue skewer, kind of putting it into the paint, and then just kind of rubbing it inside there. Not overly doing it. I mean, you still can see a little bit of the white, but just enough to kind of get a little bit of color in there. And then I did do the back as well. Next, I'm going to use some greenery. I just pulling it off a little bit of a branch that I have. And I'm going to use several of these on this project. Next, I'm taking another one of those hearts from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to stain it with that antique wax stain. This is a good one if you want to stain something, but you want a water-based color instead of trying to use something that's oil-based. Next, I'm taking some wood filler, and I'm just filling in the hole right there on top of this ornament. Now, I really didn't need to do this part because when you see what I'm going to do next with this heart, you can see that you could skip that part if you do the same thing I am. Next, I'm taking one of the larger Jenga blocks, and I'm going to stain it. Now, you're going to actually need 4 of these, or you could just get a larger piece of wood in place of this. Next, I'm just going to glue this right to the side. And now this is where I figured out that this is not going to be enough to hold this up. So I did add 3 more of these. You could just put just like maybe a 4x4 piece of wood back there. It would work the same. But I did have to build it up. I put 3 more pieces, and then I'm going to stain them just like I did the first one. You could put a single block of wood on here if you have a piece of wood that's about that size. But it did take this much to make sure it did stand up. Then I'm just going to stain them exactly like I did the first one. Next, I'm going to take my little heart and I'm going to distress it to kind of match the rest of my little heart, my big heart. And I'm just putting a little bit of the white paint on here with the chip brush just to kind of blend it in. And I am getting it pretty white. Next, I'm taking a small heart and I'm going to paint it white. This is what I'm going to put over the hole where the ornament had a hole in it. And I am going to use a little bit of the brown just to distress it a little bit, just to kind of blend it in. And then I'm just going to glue it right over where that hole was. I'm just going to use hot glue to attach the medium-sized heart to the larger heart. Just kind of get it centered right in the center. Then I'm going to cut a piece of burlap, just a little burlap ribbon. I'm going to wrap it around a couple of times. I'm going to first add a rubber band to hold it all together. And then the burlap ribbon will hold all this together. And then I'm just going to tie a piece of jute around it and tie it into a bow. And then I'm just going to glue this whole little bundle right to the front part of my sign. This was a quick and easy project as well. I think this turned out so cute. And just glue it right there at the side. So when it's laying on its side, it's just standing straight up. Next, to add a little bit more character to it, I am taking a jute string. I'm going to wrap it around several times, and I'm just going to tie it into a bow in the front. Now, just go ahead and put some glue in the back to kind of hold your jute in place while you're pulling it around. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the opposite side just to make sure it does stay straight. And then once you wrap it around a couple of times, then you're just going to tie it into a bow right into the front. And I'm kind of putting mine off to the side a little bit. And I think I ran mine around maybe about 3 times. Okay, then I'm just going to tie an offset bow right to the side, and that's pretty much it. This was a pretty quick and easy project. I think it turned out super cute. Let me know what you think in the comments.
You know we met for a reason, but you tried to deny that we should be together.
Okay, all of these were pretty easy today. These can all be left up year-round because they are just a neutral palette. If you like these kind of videos, be sure and give me a like, subscribe, and ring that bell to be notified when I have a new video upload. Thank y'all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And if nobody's told you today, you're awesome. See you next time. Thanks for watching.